Hi guys, welcome back to video number 2 in my Monday motivation series. Today's video is going to be called Why Consistency is the Real Key to Confidence. I just want to say confidence does not come from wishing, it comes from showing up. Confidence isn't about perfection, it's about keeping promises to yourself. So a perfect example is I wanted to start a YouTube channel 13 to 15 years ago, but I was so scared that people from my past or whoever would comment on my videos and make rude comments. And I just got really scared because I didn't have the confidence I have today. And I don't give a shit what anyone from my past or anyone from my present thinks about me doing YouTube. This is something I do for myself. This is something I do for you guys. And this is something that truly makes me very, very, very happy. I know my channel is pretty small, and I just continue to think about how far I've come in 2 years and the comments that you guys are leaving me and just everything. I thought about honestly giving up and stopping doing YouTube constantly. It's always on my mind. Like, my channel's not growing fast enough. Should I just stop doing it? But I'm not doing it for a monetary purpose. I'm doing it because I truly love pouring back and giving feedback on products or self-care tips, helping motivate women. But when I think about honestly motivating women in all aspects of life, it really makes me happy. And this is something that I love doing. When I think about confidence, I think back to so let me actually start by saying I love self-help books. They're a great way to just kind of learn different techniques of how to deal with different avenues or different issues you may be having in your life. But I love self-help books. Back when Natalia was a baby, I had a really, really bad time with postpartum depression, and I was just in a really dark place. And my uncle had mentioned to me about looking at self-help books. He's like, they're a way to self-help yourself. I actually went for a walk yesterday on the river, and I was looking for a motivational playlist on Spotify. And then when I put in motivation, podcast had came up. Then I remembered, I used to always listen to Mel Robbins and blah, 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 blah. So I go on, I search Mel Robbins, and I look through her catalog of recent podcasts, and I was like, this looks like a good one. And it was called, I need to look up what it was called because it was so good. It was such a good podcast. It was called How to Design Your Life. And it came with a free workbook of how to basically manifest over the next 10 years, which I have not done the exercise yet, but I do plan on doing it this weekend. In that podcast, I've always heard people say, fake it till you make it. So dress for the job you want, act like you already have what you don't have. A big thing for me in my past when I would always dress up for work, and everyone would be like, where are you going? And I'm like, to work. And they would be like, well, where do you work at? And I'd be like, here. It was just weird that people don't show up for themselves. I feel sometimes I would fake it. I was trying to fake it till I make it. But yesterday on this podcast, she's like, no, make it till you make it. And I was like, holy shit. Yes, I'm going to keep pushing out content. I'm going to make it until I make it. I think back to when people are like, if you could do any job you could possibly do where money wasn't an object, what would it be? And I would 100% be a motivational speaker because I don't know, I just been through so much in my life. I'm not going to get into that. I got a story like everyone else has a story, but my story may be a little bit more R-rated. I'll just say that. These are all learning curves, and I think that I'm going to keep saying it, but I have a small group of ladies. We meet every week. We also are like a sisterhood, so we show up for each other. I want to touch a little bit on my last Motivation Monday video. If you have not seen that, please go check it out. I am going to make a playlist on the side with this series, but I talked about why creating routine and structure is important. So I work out daily because I like the way my body looks from it. I like the way I feel from it. I like that I'm able to pour back into my own cup. I like that I don't have to explain to anyone in my house what I'm doing. I feel like sometimes if I'm going to go to a store or whatever, my kids will be like, well, that's not fair. How come you get to go? You know what I mean? Just banter. But if I'm going to go to the gym, it's like I'm showing up for myself because I want to be alive. I want to be healthy for as long as I can possibly actually be healthy and alive for. I see a lot of people in my family and, you know, they're overweight or they have this mentality like, oh, I'm old. That's why my knees are bad, or I'm old. That's why I can't walk properly. And it's like, yeah, but you're not old. You're only 60. I think you should just go for walks and try to reprogram your body. And I don't want to use age as a excuse for not feeling my best, I guess is the best way to say it. I know starting a channel or putting yourself online type of platform, it can be very scary because you're putting yourself out there to be judged. I've actually had a lot of like positive support. And when I first started this channel, I did a vision board and I was like, I want like-minded people to watch my content. I don't want negativity. I don't got no time for no negativity. So just know that if you leave any negative comments, they always get blocked, or I mute you so you don't see my content anymore. Just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to ruin my day because you have a shit way of thinking. I think about, and sometimes honestly, I think about like the growth of my channel. Like I see a lot of people watch my videos, but a lot of the people aren't necessarily subscribed to my channel. I always have to remind myself of how far I've come. I was like, I remember when I gained 100 subscribers and we were so happy, me and Simone and Natalia and my husband. We had a little party at home and we ordered takeout and we got cake and it was a cute little experience. And I love doing product reviews. I love doing vlogs so you guys can see a little bit into my life. I love doing hair content. I always get the most engagement with my videos when I do hair content, but I don't want my channel just to be focused around, I feel like I have a lot more to give. I have a lot more to say. That's why I'm starting this Motivation Monday series on my channel, because I want to be able to teach you what I know about motivation, structure, routine, pouring back into your cup, all the above. I want to touch on why consistency beats motivation every time. Being consistent is a habit. So I am consistently pushing out content. I'm consistently going to the gym or whatever. I'm showing up for myself. I'm going to be consistent while doing it. I'm always going to give my best when working out or when editing a video or when recording content. If I don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to do it. When you're consistent, it also builds discipline. Another thing is when you show up regularly, even when you don't feel like it, you're training your brain to follow through. Motivation is a feeling. Motivation tends to be temporary. It comes in waves. You may feel motivated to clean out your closet. Motivation is high when you're excited, but it dips when you feel low or when life gets hard and then you don't want to do it. So if you rely on motivation in order to get things done, you'll only take action when the mood strikes. So I am someone that works from home, and I feel like over the last 5 years, I'm in this weird state most of the time where I have to mentally prepare myself to put on makeup or do my hair, like flat iron it, or pick out clothes that aren't sweats or pajamas to wear throughout the day. I feel like what's helped me just recently is just to show up more for myself. I'm going to make it till I make it. I talked about that in another video, my last video. There's a really good podcast by Mel Robbins, and she had a co-host on there, and they actually designed a free workbook to help manifest. When I heard that yesterday, when I was gone, I went for a walk and I was listening to the podcast. I stopped when the lady was like, don't fake it till you make it till you make it. Fireworks went off in my brain, and I was just like, I just need to start constantly showing up for myself. Like I see people on YouTube that are like, stay ready so you don't need to get ready. But honestly, I'm not quite there yet where I'm constantly going to be ready, and I have to mentally prepare myself, like for appearance, like to not put on sweatpants or to put on a little bit of makeup or whatever. That's something that I have to mentally prepare myself for the night before. And I think honestly, that's from working from home for so long. I don't need to have on makeup to work from home. People don't call me. I'm just at a computer doing my thing. I don't really want to waste makeup. You know what I mean? Makeup's fucking expensive. I think it's really important that you celebrate progress and not perfection. So let me know down below what's one thing you can commit to and drop it in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.